let's dive right into it, Zelinda. So if I take you back a little bit in time, before you
Yes.
joined LMA, what would you say was maybe the biggest challenge or the biggest problem in your life that you were facing?
Okay, so just prior to I'm sorry, I'm just walking around because I've got to my phone is about to drop out, so I've got to get the charger and put it on while I'm talking to you. I just prior to COVID, I actually separated from my husband after 27 years. And a lot of that had to do with the fact of I had been codependent and had a whole lot of childhood trauma and everything else that I had no idea about. And I'd been in the military. That's where I met my husband. And I got out when we had our kids. And even though I had a big career, I still was dependent on him for everything because where his career took us, I had to adjust, whatever I did and everything. So my life revolved around him and our children, even though I still sort of worked and everything else, but none of it was, my choice. It was all from his career for 27 years. And then when he retired from the Air Force and went to work, the kids had pretty much left home. And I said, right, I'm going to take 2 years off and I'm going to enjoy our new home that we just built because we weren't moving anymore and all of that. And I started decorating it. And then people said, don't go back to doing what you were doing. And I had a high profile career. I worked for senior members of parliament and everything like that as an executive assistant. And then when I went back to do my degree, I did my diploma in interior design and then went on to do my degree in building design. So actually designing buildings, skyscrapers, all of that. And I just started that prior to COVID. And my husband couldn't handle the fact that I was becoming independent and everything else. So we separated. And then during COVID, of course, 2 years, it's now been 5 years. And during COVID, I went, right, being Christian, I said, okay, God, let's go. So I tackled everything. I tackled, childhood trauma, all of the things that are in LMA and everything, even right to, past life karma, ancestral karma, the whole lot. And then I was getting on track last year. And then I came across someone that triggered me severely. And I went backwards. And I just couldn't find my feet. Couldn't find my feet anywhere. And then I happened to be scrolling through, I think it was Facebook. And over COVID, I loved I fell in love with both BTS, the group, and also the Korean TV dramas and everything like that. And I wanted to go and see South Korea. And then all of a sudden, this South Korean guy jumped up and on the screens and this and, all the self-sabotage and all of that stuff and everything. So I did some of his little workshops here and there and really appreciated, what Tim did and learnt to what Tim was about. And then, of course, I kept trying to do the course, the LMA course, and things just came up that stopped me. And then finally I got to that point where I was able to do this one and I said, right, I'm doing this and I'm not stopping until I finish it. I'm going to complete it. And I was getting up at 11 p.m. at night and staying up till 4 o'clock in the morning, determined I was going to do it.
Wow.
I couldn't do a lot of the challenges because I was so tired, because I was also studying and working and different other things. And but I finished the course, and funnily enough, yesterday I actually got my certificate, my hard. Yay. And I got that in the mail, and I've got my wristband on. I've had it on since I got it, and I've been walking around and I keep looking at my certificate going, I'm so proud of that. I'm so proud of not only getting it but completing the course. And I've also signed up to do the SMA course as well.
Beautiful.
So I just love it. And doing the LMA course and with Tim and you guys, that has just got me back to where I was, got me back on track. I'm still getting there. My what happened really knocked my confidence, and everything else, but I've found how to get it back through doing LMA and through Tim. And it's been a relief, and it's been so nice to actually feel that again, and feel that positive, that focused and everything like that. And part of, I was so loving life, I was so vital. I was getting up at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning and walking 2, 3, 4 hours, enjoying life, coming back, working, always happy, positive, the whole lot. And someone took offense to that and couldn't understand how someone doing what I was doing could be so happy, because they had no idea. And I shared with them what I'd done, with the work that I'd done and everything like that. And they sought to bring me down, and they did. Oh my God. And that really knocked me about, because I'd finally cleared everything, and instead of being happy for me because they knew my story, they sought to bring me down because they couldn't tackle the world. And that really knocked me about, because I only expected people to be happy and to inspire people, and then to find LMA, find Tim, be re-inspired, reinvigorated, and be around people that are like-minded. And that has been a blessing. But it's also been difficult, because I've had to then go back and deal with this issue, and learn now this other area of where how to identify people like that to protect myself in the future. And so, who are the good people, who aren't the good people for me to be around? Not that they're not good people, but they're not the right people for me to be around. Who is? And so I'm going through that process at the moment, and all of that. And thank goodness, with registering for SMA as well, getting on there, and I did my bio. It took me a little bit to do my bio, because I felt like I didn't know who I was. But reading through other people's bios and what they were saying and everything helped me stop, sit down, work out who I was. And then when I put my bio up, the reaction from people was just mind-blowing, because I'd never been around people like that through my upbringing, my family, my work life, everything. I'd never had people around me who ever encouraged me, supported me, anything like that. That to me was completely foreign. And I'd only ever survived. And that's why I think that incident hit me so badly, because I'd finally got to the point where I wasn't surviving, I was thriving and I was loving life.
Yeah.
And so doing LMA has reinvigorated that and got me back on track and got me connected to people who are like-minded, who are supportive, who are changing how the world operates, and being a heartfluencer, that just for me is probably the biggest thing, because that allows me to be vulnerable, allows me to be me, and in a safe environment, and that's really important.
Oh, thank you for sharing that. That was beautiful. And first of all, I wanted to say I'm so sorry to hear about, that knockdown. That just sounds like something heartbreaking, truly, especially when you're feeling at the top, when you feel your best and things are going great, and there's some people that just kind of like bring you down. That's the hardest part. But I think sometimes the biggest blessings in life can come in the worst wrapping papers ever. But at least now, like what you said, like being able to identify who are the good people for me, not necessarily that they are bad people, but who are the good people for me, who I want to surround myself with. So I'm so happy that you are in our community. We are here to lift you up. No matter what happens, we are here like lifting at all times, and we are so grateful and happy to have you. So one last thing that I just wanted to ask you, and this is very much in alignment with what we're talking about now, it's people. So for those people that currently may be watching this and they resonate with your story and they hear what you are saying, is just that they are in a very different place right now, and they're kind of thinking, should I join LMA? Should I not? Maybe they have some doubts. What would you tell to that person?
Oh, do it. Do it. Don't even look back. Just go for it and stick it out and absorb as much as possible. Take as many notes as you can, just because what Tim teaches and his style and everything else, and then the support network, you guys all behind the scenes and everything like that, just awesome. It is so inspiring. It is so heartwarming. It is so encouraging, uplifting. Honestly, I would do it again just to enjoy the atmosphere and everything like that. It is one of the best things that I could recommend. In fact, I've recommended it to a number of people already. And I talk about Tim all the time. They're like, who is this Tim Han? We got to go, because I talk about him all the time and everything like that. And I just love Tim and love what you guys do, and the whole Success Insider. It is just it's one of the best, and I'm back at you. I love it. So
Beautiful. Well, honestly, thank you for sharing this, and thank you for being open and honest. And I could really feel, emotions coming up, because it has been a big thing that you managed to overcome. And we always say, this is a lifelong journey. It's not a destination. In fact, destination is the journey, or other way around, and I am just so happy to have you in our community, because truly people like yourself with the intentions that you have is what creates this community so powerful. When you come full of positive intentions to work on yourself, but also to help and support other people, because you know what it feels like when you don't have that. Or when you have opposite.
That's the other thing too, is coming out of my shell, because I've always been like the executive assistant, the support to my husband, the one who, encouraged my kids, all of that stuff. So I was always the one in the background, never the one in the spotlight. And so my confidence levels and everything like that, and being pushed to do that, but also having that safe environment to be able to push those boundaries and try those things out, knowing that I wouldn't be criticised, that I wouldn't be pulled down or anything, or made to be stupid because I fumbled things or anything like that. That has been probably for me the biggest thing, being able to express myself and do that.
Wow.
That's in that safe environment.